Welcome to today's talk session. My name is Deidre Moss, and I'm the host of Can We Talk? I'm an educator, motivator, and a talk connoisseur. Today, we dedicated our session to talk about the Yellow Elder book. Since we have a diverse audience, for viewers who might not be aware, the yellow elder is the national flower of the Bahamas. It is a beautiful shrub that is native to the Bahamas that produces a bright yellow trumpet flower. Hence, we have our yellow today, right? So the Yellow Elder book is a compilation of Bahamian stories. The book is written by several Bahamian women who talk about stories of perseverance and resilience, and also share stories of wisdom and legacies of Bahamian women. We've invited one of the contributing authors, Charlton Cleare, to help us dissect this topic. So at this time, I will pass the virtual mic to our guest so that she can introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here this evening with us. My name is Charlton Cleare. I am a two-time best-selling author under the Yellow Elder book, and we just recently published it in May of this year. I am a wife, a mother of three. I'm also a pastry and a culinary chef. And I am just happy to share this time in your space today. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction. Thank you so much. Can we talk Yellow Elders?
Yes.
So before we get into our talk, if you just joined us, like and share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links on our page. We need your support to continue these talks. Also, if there's something that you think we should be talking about, feel free to let us know. We want to hear from you. With that, let's get into our talk. And so, can you tell us just a little bit about your background?
Well, I grew up in one of our southern islands, which is Megona. And then we moved here into Nassau in my teen years, where I finished my education at H.O. Nash and BTVI, which was a training college at the time. And there I ventured into business field. But unfortunately, I was more into retail and customer service. So that was my career for a very long time. I was in the customer service field. I am still in that field. However, I'm not frontline in the field anymore. And now currently I'm working on finishing my book, and also I am a pastry chef. I bake most every day. Other than that, I'm just at home being a mom and a wife.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. I want to shout out to Takara Lightborn. Thank you for joining us. And Keisha Strawn Charlton, thank you for joining us today. And so thank you for that introduction. You said that you come from the Southern Islands.
Yeah.
Came to Nassau, and yeah, and you grew up here, and you wrote these books. You're a best-selling author, and so we want to talk about that. And so, what is the inspiration behind the Yellow Elder book?
Well, for me, first of all, I want to highlight my director and my publisher, Asia Wonderful. She has been the woman behind this whole legacy for all of us authors who is a part of the Yellow Elder. And it was her vision and her obedience that actually got us a part of such legacy, and also to have it published and top seller. So I am just grateful. And what inspired me is that, our story is about us, but it is not for us. So I wanted to contribute my story so that it can be an inspiration to mothers and women near and far.
Thank you so much. And you mentioned one of the contributing authors, as I would have mentioned earlier. You know, this is a number of women who would have come together to tell these stories. And so you talk about your piece. And so what would have inspired your, I know you talk a little bit and you shared, but tell us about your excerpt and what inspired you to write your piece.
Well, I wrote about a woman that actually I
I see you dragging a little bit. I don't know if you're having issues with your connection. You're just dragging a little bit. So I'll give you a minute just to clear that up. I think you're dragging a little bit. I Miss Claire, you're dragging.
And she now is in this transition, but she in me.
Hi, Miss Claire. I'm not here. I'm not getting. You're coming in just a little. You're dragging a little.
The Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So I'll give you a minute to clear that off because I think you know.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better. Yeah, I can hear you, but you're okay. Much better. Gotcha.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was just saying that I was inspired by a great woman of very high character, values, great values. She was my inspiration. So I wanted to not be selfish and keep it to myself. So
where did you know her from, if you don't mind sharing?
Pardon?
How did you get in contact with her, if you don't mind sharing?
Who's that Miss Wonderful?
No, the lady that inspired you, because when I read your excerpt, I mean, she was like an amazing lady. Like, how did you get into contact with her?
She's actually a family member, but she is my adopted mother also. So, you know, she was a mother figure to me, and she really guided me through, you know, life struggles and give me she just inspired me, and she gave me the headway or head start, I would say, on how to overcome and how to deal with troubles when they come, and how to deal with situations in the best positive way possible. And when my back was against the wall, I actually was able to, you know, go back on that which I was taught and be successful and be purposeful in everything that came to destroy me. I wanted to conquer it, and I was able to, from the teaching and the wisdom that she impacted into me.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. Claire. You know, for those who, if you haven't read the book, please get the book. Because in the way that you wrote it, I could tell that, you know, she was a very powerful lady. And in the way that you speak, I can tell that she had a huge impact on your life. And so it's just amazing to hear about the strength of these women and the wisdom that they share to the next generation to kind of guide us through. And so in reading your story, and reading the excerpt, I was very inspired by what she would have shared with you.
Yes.
And so I want to talk about the challenges because I know it's not easy. I see you smiling, you look so beautiful, but I know it's not easy. You know, it's not easy putting these things together, writing a book. That's not easy. So what was some or one of the major challenges that you had in writing your excerpt?
For me, it was details. You know, you want to say every little detail, but unfortunately, when you are telling your story, people doesn't want to know every detail. What they want to know is what can help them. And that was something I had to learn and, learn how to actually separate everything that happened and what can actually help mothers, what can actually help young ladies. So that was a struggle for me, but I got it done at the end of the day.
That's very, very important. And for persons who, young authors, young behemoths, whoever they may be, who may aspire to say, I want to write a book. There's a young lady who may be out there who says, you know what, I want to tell my story. I think I have something to share. What advice would you give to them?
Well, first of all, you will know when you're ready to tell your story. You're gonna be able to just start it and always want to continue it until the finish line. So once you are passionate about writing your story or telling your story, you just have to believe in yourself, do whatever it takes so that you can make the time, because writing is not an easy thing. It's not like drinking a glass of water. But once you take the time out, you have to literally schedule your time because everything comes up. Every day there is something else that wants to delay your purpose. So once you are purposeful about that which you want to achieve, that is all. Stay focused, believe, trust the process, and be purposeful, and kill the fear, because fear really causes us not to achieve, not to go forward. And that is something that we have to look out for. And in doing all of that, one of the greatest thing I would advise any author to do is that prayer. Prayer conquers all things. And once you put God before any and everything that you want to achieve, there is no man on this earth that can delay you. So just trust the process, pray, and get started. Believe in yourself.
Miss Claire, I really don't like how you drop some powerful nuggets and you drop those bombs and you ran. No, let's elaborate on those, please. Don't drop those powerful stuff and run away. Okay, so firstly, you talk about things that come to delay our purpose. Could you just touch a little bit more on that? Did you experience that?
Definitely. During the time when we were actually coming down to the final weeks of getting the book published, and there was, you had to turn in your chapter at a deadline, a date. So I personally encountered a spiritual situation, a spiritual attack during that same period. And if I wasn't purposeful, if I wasn't strong and believe in myself, I can tell you that I would have not been an author of The Yellow Elder, because that's how powerful that spiritual attack came to knock me out. But God had another plan for me. He knew that this was a part of my purpose. And that I had to fulfill.
That is powerful. You talk about right at the moment where you would have come to the end, you would have come to the end of completing your task,
We have to be
completing what it,
victorious.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right at the end, you would have had that obstacle, you would have had that challenge that would have impacted you and kind of prevent you from completing what it is
Yeah.
that you were supposed to do. And
Yeah.
so many persons encounter that, and they end up in a situation where they're not able to complete what it is that they were assigned to do because that challenge overwhelmed them. And so I want to thank you for sharing that. I don't want you to drop those truths and those bombs and run. Elaborate on that. That's very important because we have people who face those situations.
Yes.
Right when you come to the end of a task, you're done, you're complete, you did it, you did the work. Here comes the obstacle, here comes the challenge. What do? And you talk about the fact that you didn't allow it to overcome you, but you overcame it. So I want to thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then you also talk about overcoming fear.
The volume is still off. Your
Yeah.
volume. Can you
Oh,
hear
my
me?
volume. I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. I
So
didn't
we're
hear
back on track.
Okay.
We're back on track. This is not going to delay us. We're going to overcome this. We're back on track. So you talk about fear.
Yeah.
So can you share a little bit about overcoming? But did you have any fear or?
Yes, fear is actually well, I didn't have much fear, but it was just the obstacle that you had to overcome, that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And sometimes us as women, we tend to pay more attention to the crowd, to the noise in the market, to those that does not believe that we can do it. And we need to know how to rise above the noise, how to press forward, knowing that we can do all things. And sometimes we also tend to let simple things. It can be as simple as asking the right question. We can let that cause us not to complete an assignment, you know? So we just have to rise above fear and know that that is just a bump in the road, you know? It's not going to stop us. It may slow us down, but it's not, do not allow it to stop you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, because you talk about rising above the noise, because sometimes, it's good to have support. Like, who doesn't want your cheerleaders on the side cheering you on? And so it kind of throws you off when you have people who make you feel as though you can't do something or you can't achieve something. It kind of throws you off. And that's the whole point. People want to throw you off from achieving what it is that you intend to achieve. But I want to thank you for sharing that, because it's so important as women to rise above it, rise above the noise. Did you experience that? Did you have to overcome the noise around you?
Well, the noise for me at the time was my children not getting sufficient quiet time so that I could focus. So that was my noise. But our noises comes in so many different voices from so many areas of our life. It can simply be someone that doesn't believe in us or telling us, oh, you're not ready for that now. Wait for next year or another time, or it can be anything. So we have to recognize what is our noise that wants to keep us back.
Thank you, Ms. Cleare. Thank you so much for highlighting those very important points for persons who may be considering. It may not be a book, but it may be something that you want to pursue. It may be something that you want to do. You feel like you have a purpose to achieve, and you know, may have opposition, you may not have support, but you have to rise above those challenges. And
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form, we all have some type of obstacle or some type of challenge around us. So thank you, Ms. Claire, for sharing that. And so
Mm.
we've arrived at our fast talk segment. So we have 60 seconds to answer each question. And I think you're good for this. I think you're good for this. So what is one major lesson that you've learned from contributing to this book?
Well, for me, the major lesson that I learned from contributing to this book is it it gives me a next level of respect, not just for myself, but for women all over the world. And the stories in this book actually, if you read the book and you will gain the wisdom, the understanding, strength from the stories of the authors that contributed to this book. So for me, it was that the legacy, the wisdom, the strength that I gained.
Thank you. And why do you think that it is important to tell the Yellow Elders story, tell these stories of Bahamian women and these legacies? Why is storytelling so important?
Because our generation to come and our generation now, a lot of them is not aware of so many great wisdom and strength of other women. You know, sometimes they only see that which they are surrounded by. So I believe the yellow elder is something that they can hold and they can gain from in their future.
And do you think your book has been well received?
Definitely. I do believe that it has been well received.
Thank you, thank you. And so we come to anything else. Is there anything else you would like to add? Anything else you would like to talk about?
Sure, I just want to highlight the reason that I am here. First of all, it's because of our Father Jesus Christ. And secondly, it's because Miss Wonderful saw the potential in me that sometimes I tend to not see, but she saw the greatness in me and she was able to, include me in this legacy, the 242 Yellow Elder legacy. And I am very grateful for that. And I would love to leave a few nuggets for our mothers and young ladies. And they can also find a few more on page 185 in the Yellow Elder book. And I'm going to leave three with them today. And the first one is seek out your purpose, find ways to master it, and put in the necessary work and time required to achieve it. Two,
Don't drop. Oh, no, no, no. No, we're going to elaborate on that. You cannot drop something like that and run, Ms. Charlton Cleare. Let's talk about that. Please repeat that. That's powerful. Let's talk about that.
yes. So the first thing I want you all to do, mothers and young ladies, seek out your purpose. Find ways to master it and put in the necessary work and time required to achieve it. And that's strategizing and building. You have to strategize, and also you'll be able to build that which you want and fulfill that purpose that you're seeking.
Awesome.
The second thing is whatever it is that you want to change or create, plan and believe. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It's today that makes a difference. It's your tomorrow that you are going to plan for. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do it all, no matter how it looks, no matter how stormy your days are. No, it just doesn't matter. All that matters is you believing in yourself and you fulfilling that which you are purposefully called to fill. And the
Awesome.
third thing is, no matter what setback comes your way, do not give up. Focus and push. Mothers, young ladies, focus. Whatever it is that matters most to you, that is what you focus on. Push.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for you to come back in. Okay. Yeah. Your audio is a I'm gonna wait for your audio to come back in.
Sometimes it seems like it's never going to get better. I encourage you today, and I tell you from experience that it will get better.
Yeah.
The time has probably not come yet, but it is going to come. So you continue to believe in yourself, because from you were planted in your mother's womb, the Lord had a purpose upon your life. So you do not give up on yourself, ladies and mothers, queens. Wear your crown and know that the crown that were placed on your head, only you can wear it. So wear your crown.
Now I didn't know you came to preach today, because I would have come prepared. Hey, but I didn't know. I thought we was just gonna be talking about this book, but you came to preach today.
I get a little passionate about, speaking into my mothers and young ladies. It's just, I'm sorry.
No need to be sorry. I mean, this is good stuff. I just want to go to our comments. Thank you to Keisha Strong Charlton. Thank you. She says this is some good stuff. Thank you to Cara Lightborn and all of those persons who are listening. And like I said, I didn't know you would have come. I thought we was gonna be talking about this book, but you put in some powerful nuggets and some powerful truths you came to preach today. And so I just want to thank you for sharing that and adding those encouraging words for our young women, who may be going through some challenges. And you talk about, finding your purpose despite whatever setbacks, whatever challenges you may have. It may delay you, but it's not going to stop you from getting to where you are purposed to be. Definitely. And so I want to thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, ma'am.
And is there anything else you would like to
add? I'm just here to uplift and deposit and to build women, because every day we are knocked down.
Oh man. Say it again. Say it again.
So much.
Yep.
And we can get overwhelmed, because the burden from so many different areas in our life it's heavy. And I just have to encourage all women to be strong, to focus, to keep God first, because with him, we cannot lose. We will not lose. And I'm just so happy that you choose me to be on your talk this evening. And I know that it may bless, if only one person, and also not only that, it will bless someone else. But because you was obedient, that God too will bless you on your show, and that it will always be ongoing with wonderful, wonderful blessings to come. So you just know that the thing that you're doing, you're truly fulfilling your purpose. So other people.
Hey, I didn't know you come to preach today. Hold on. Hold on a minute, Mr. Johnson. Oh, wow. You sure?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
So through you, other persons are accessing their purpose and fulfilling their purpose. So that is a great thing. You are an inspiration to us too as women by just having this talk, for us to.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Now your audio, see see that I listen. Hey, now this attack, this attack on your audio is stop it trying to prevent us. This is not gonna prevent us. I just want you to come back in. I lost you a little bit. Come back in with the same thing that you said. Go ahead.
Yes, I was saying in all that we do as women, we have to continue to trust the process.
Yes.
Yes. Trust the
Absolutely.
process.
Absolutely.
And be fearless. Be fearless. Be confident.
Yes.
And just focus.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ms. Charlton Cleare coming through with the word today. Oh my gosh. I want to thank you. Now listen, let's talk about this yellow elders, the wisdom and the legacies that those women who came before us left behind for us to follow. You know, and these were some powerful truths that they left behind. And also I'm so grateful for the women in our lives who would have left these powerful legacies, because sometimes I do feel that some persons, they're so closed off, they're not willing to share. But I'm grateful for the women who are confident in themselves, that they are willing to pass down the wisdom. Because you have some women, and let's be honest, let's be real. Some women are not willing to share, and that they're not willing to pass down that information. Am I off, or you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're not willing to pass down that wisdom. And so I was so moved by the fact that you spoke so highly of someone who passed down that wisdom to you, because in your dark moments, in your times, you were able to pull from that.
Yes, ma'am.
And for me, myself, I wouldn't be the woman who I am today if I didn't have women around me who passed on a little bit of wisdom and say, hey, when you find yourself in this situation, okay, this is what you do and this is what you... I wouldn't be the woman that I am today if I didn't have women before me who passed down the wisdom to me.
Yes, awesome.
And so that is why this book is so important, and the stories that is shared and talked about. Because we need to pass down this wisdom. We need to share these things for those who come behind us, so that they can have the strength and have the knowledge that they need to get through some of the challenges that they're going to face.
Definitely.
So I want to thank you for joining us today, and you definitely serve your purpose. I mean, like I said, I didn't expect the word. I wanted to cry. I wanted to share a little tear. Well, I want to thank you for that powerful for sharing and, you know, fulfilling your purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank contributing you to this awesome book. Do you have a copy of it? You want to show us a copy?
Honestly, I don't have any with me. I have some on the way. I thought that they would have been here in time for me to show a copy today.
Okay. That's okay.
Unfortunately, it wasn't here in time.
That's okay, but it's called the Yellow Elder book. And where can we get the Yellow Elder book from?
It's right on Amazon. They can get it from Amazon, or they can give me a call and I'll be happy to get a copy to them. My number is 242-454-8327.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to share, a page or anything else you'd like to share with us?
Not necessarily, other than if you want to, you can follow me, Mothers and Queens, on TikTok. It's K Cleare, so you can check me out on TikTok. I usually leave a little inspiration and little uplifting videos to take you throughout your day, you know, letting you know that you are everything out there. And as always, I want to tell you that to continue to be purposeful women, you know, be purposeful women always in all things.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Kay Charlton Cleare, for sharing with us today. We had on our Yellow today. Hey.
Yeah.
Yellow today. So I want to thank you. Thank you for sharing with us today. I truly appreciate you for taking your time out having this talk with us today. Thank you for our viewers for listening and sharing your comments
Yes.
under this video. Truly appreciate you. So with that, we've come to the end of our session. I would like to thank our viewers for listening in. Like our page for future notifications of upcoming talks. Comment under our videos. Let us know your thoughts and let us know what you want us to talk about. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Can We Talk? Follow us on Instagram and Twitter using the addresses provided on our page. Thank you, and let's remember to think, talk, do. Goodbye.
Bye.